Today, I'm going to show you exactly what you guys need to do to go from playing like this to playing like this. If you guys missed my last video, I highly recommend checking it out. We took a look at the best Modern Warfare 2 console controller settings to make you the best player possible. Today, I have 7 tips and tricks guaranteed to help you improve your KD and win way more gunfights. Do me a favor, guys, if you find any of these tips and tricks helpful, let us know in the comments below, and most importantly, make sure you leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. We are going to set a like goal on this video of 100 likes. I can't do it without you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see more Modern Warfare 2 videos just like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you don't want to miss any future uploads, turn on those bell notifications so you are notified every time I upload a new video. The first thing on our list today, a very quick change that you can make right now, is to go into your controller settings and turn controller vibration off. This may seem like a small change, but you'd be surprised how much your overall aim is going to improve just by turning this setting off. Now, I get it, the vibration makes the game more immersive, and the adaptive triggers on PlayStation 5 are really cool, but the whole point of today's video is to be as competitive as possible. You are here, you clicked on this video because you want to improve your aim, and I guarantee you, just by doing this, you are going to make some improvements very fast. The second thing on our list today is to increase your visibility as much as possible. Starting with the post-processing effects in the graphics settings, world motion blur and weapon motion blur, make sure you turn these off. We want to eliminate all of the default blurriness that the game has activated when you first start playing. Also with film grain, I think the game looks a lot better with this all the way down. Same thing here, depth of field simulates camera lens, out of focus regions appear blurry. Again, we don't want any areas on our screen to be blurry, so make sure you turn this off. Fidelity FX is going to make our game look a little bit more clear. We can increase the sharpness by increasing the strength below here. I have mine at 70 right now if you want it to be a little bit more crisp, but it's really just personal preference. If you have a display that supports 120 Hz, I highly recommend turning this on. The only reason I have this off right now is because my capture card doesn't support it, but if I was actually playing the game, I would have this turned on because it makes the game look great. Next thing here, field of view. This one's a bit controversial just because I feel like everybody plays at a different field of view. 107 has been a sweet spot for me. Lately, I feel like 120 has been too much. In certain situations, if your field of view is too high, it's going to make the players too small on your screen when you're ADSing, so I recommend starting at 100 and gradually increasing this over time. The last important setting here is the first person and third person camera movement. You have 3 options here. The default is 100%. I highly recommend choosing the 50% option, which is going to give you the least amount of camera movement possible. Again, we want to increase our visibility because the more we can see, the more shots we can land. Next on our list today, I'm going to show you guys how to make your aim assist on your controller even better. What if I told you guys that just by changing a couple of settings, you can make your aim assist even stickier? This is going to make the transition from target to target a lot smoother, and I guarantee that you will win more gunfights. These settings can be accessed in the advanced controller settings. Obviously, we want target aim assist on. Aim assist type, you guys don't need to change this. Leave this at default. The aim response curve type, you have 3 options here: standard, linear, and dynamic. After trying all 3 of these, dynamic definitely feels the best. Now, this is the main setting that will make your aim assist a lot better. ADS sensitivity multiplier focus. I recommend decreasing this to 0.9. You can also do 0.85. I really wouldn't go anything lower than 0.85. I feel like the lower you go, the slower it's going to get, and the last thing we want is to make our character slower. So 0.85 is definitely the sweet spot. Next up on our list is to make sure you have the correct dead zone settings for your controller. For the left and right stick min, I recommend decreasing this all the way to 0 and increasing this gradually over time until your character and camera stop moving by themselves. So for example, we have this set to 0, which means my camera is going to move. I'm sorry if it's difficult to notice what's going on screen, but you guys can see a slight movement on my right stick. Now, obviously, we're not going to keep this at 0. This is something we don't want when we're playing the game. So what we want to do is increase this a little bit over time until this stops. For me, all I had to do was increase this to 0.03. It's honestly the perfect spot for me. Essentially what this is going to do, it's going to give you the most control possible over your character and obviously your aim with the right stick. You want it to be as responsive as possible, and this is definitely one of the ways to do it. For my left stick max, I have this set to 0.75. I believe the default is 1. As you can see here to the right, decrease the value to reach maximum input with less physical stick movement. I will say though, I do not recommend going any lower than 0.75, maybe 0.7. For the right stick max, we're going to keep this at 1. And then last but not least, we want the L2 and R2 button dead zones, both at 0. This is going to adjust how much the L2 button and R2 button must be pressed to be considered. So the lower we have this, the more responsive both of our triggers are going to be. The next thing I wanted to talk about is centering, and it's honestly very important if you want to win more gunfights. And I feel like just focusing on this alone is going to help you improve as a player overall. Centering is something most players will develop naturally over time. With this strategy, you're essentially looking with your crosshairs instead of having your eyes move around the screen. This is an example of what not to do. You can see we have our crosshairs on the ground and our eyes are mostly focused on what's going on around us. The correct way to do it is to use your crosshairs to look around the screen so you're ready for any engagements that you need to get into. When you are playing Call of Duty and you are not centering, you are putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. The whole point of centering is to make sure you are prepared, and most importantly, you are trying to decrease the amount of time it takes to track your target after you aim down sights. Moving to the next most important thing on the list here is the horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity on our controllers. My best advice, honestly, to at least give you a starting point is to put both of these at 6. You want your horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity both at 6. If you want my honest recommendation, I recommend increasing the horizontal by at least 1, and over time, if you feel like you need a quicker response time, if you want your camera to move a lot faster when you're looking left and right, you can increase the horizontal stick sensitivity over time. I feel like when the vertical stick sensitivity is too high, it's more difficult to control. It's a lot easier to control your camera when you're looking left and right versus looking up and down on a controller. With that being said, I recommend keeping this at 6. The horizontal and vertical start at 6, increase and decrease these over time, see what feels best for you, right? But make sure you have that ADS sensitivity multiplier decrease to 0.85. We want to make sure our aim assist is as efficient as possible, so I think decreasing this to 0.85 is definitely a good move for you. The very last tip I'm going to leave you guys with today is to have your automatic sprint set to automatic tactical sprint. Now, this isn't going to directly affect your aim, but it will indirectly affect the way you play the game. If we look to the right here, automatic tactical sprint, moving forward while standing makes your character automatically tactical sprint. When you activate this setting, it feels like you have way more control over your character because you spend less time worrying about initiating sprint or even initiating tactical sprint, which makes it slightly more difficult to focus on more important things like centering and ADSing as fast as possible. When you think about it, it's honestly just less to worry about. You're eliminating unnecessary controller commands and it's giving you more opportunity to focus on the things that matter. Not only that, but having this setting activated is going to increase your overall pacing on the map. You're going to feel a lot quicker and everything else is going to feel more responsive. That concludes our video today. I highly encourage you guys to take advantage of all, if not some of these tips. I guarantee that it's going to make you a better player overall. Do me a favor, guys, if you implement any of these tips and tricks that I went over in today's video, let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate it so much. If you found anything helpful in this video, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Also, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel. We have way more Modern Warfare 2 videos coming soon, class setups, settings, everything you guys need to know. If there's any specific videos you guys want to see, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.